Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roleplay Live, Nebula Jazz Edition. I'm so glad to have you. We're going to be spending the next 8 hours together in outer space, doing some very strange things. But before we get to the weird, let's introduce the people who are going to be responsible for it. Let's start over here on my right with everybody's favorite gelatinous dessert,
Hi.
Dodger.
I am super proud of this cosplay. I mean, I know that Pocket put in a lot of work, Sam put in a lot of work, but I feel like I'm convincing. Don't you think?
You look good.
Thank you.
You look good.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Dodger, and I'm delighted to be everybody's favorite or least favorite Slime Eugene today on the show.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting because, as we've learned, Eugene is the everyman of our show. So if you think that a skillet full of green goop is weird, it's just going to get weirder from there.
Yeah.
Immediately to my right, we have, of course, resident badass Sam Strippin. You're also looking very good, Sam. I like your new tattoos. That's very interesting.
I've never been more attracted to you.
We learned today how practical the mask is.
I gotta take this off. It smells real bad.
It's a good goof, though. Nicely
Yeah,
done.
thank
Nicely
you.
done.
Yeah, I'm playing Rex. I'm a Sharkanoid outlaw who eats people when they disagree with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, don't show me. I don't want to get eaten.
Like that guy.
And
Like that
Pocket.
guy on camera.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't put me on camera. Oh no.
You're next.
So I gotta say, Jesse, Quinn was a lot more intimidating in my mind. Your vision of Quinn is maybe a little cozier, a little comfier, a little more adorable than maybe fans have expected.
Looks can be deceiving.
Always a pleasure, Jesse. Thank you so much. Good to have you, buddy. And rounding out our cast of misfits, of course, someone who actually put some effort into the way they look today.
What the fuck?
I'm Pocket, but I'm playing Aurora Steel, and I'm the girl who used to think she was a robot, and I'm probably the most normal one at the table right now. So besides Adam,
How
maybe.
dare you?
I'm worried.
Besides Adam,
tattooed
maybe.
my body. Brooke metamorphosed herself into
That's okay. That's
green
true.
gelatin.
Nobody's
Literally.
giving me enough credit here, I don't
All
think.
right.
Literally became green goo. So, all right, fair.
The thing I'll give her
Everyone's-
credit. Well, oh wait.
Everyone's
wait.
doing a great
Oh
job.
wait.
You're all doing a fine job today.
You look wonderful.
So yeah, we'll do all the character introductions. We'll go over the aspects, and we'll talk a little bit about how the session's going to go. So the plan is to do a full 8 hours, which, as we know with Nebula Jazz, is quite a lot. So rather than expect you to use the fate points that you have for the whole 8 hours, we'll refresh them after the 30-minute break. So we'll treat it kind of like 2 episodes in that way. So if you have stunts that are triggered once an episode, you can use them twice today.
Sick.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Nah,
So
yay.
two people will meet a horrible fate at the jaws of Rex,
Maybe.
rather than just the one. Yeah. So in Fate, the characters are made up of their approaches and their stunts and their aspects. So we'll go through the different characters, and we'll learn what those things are, so we can all get refamiliarized. It's really important because we're playing at the table now, and we actually have character sheets. If you want to take a look at somebody else's aspects or anything, so you can compel them during the show, just feel free to ask for their character sheet. We'll pass these around as we go, because it might be hard to remember, 20 different aspects. Aurora, do you want to start? Do you want to read us your aspects, your approaches, and your stunts?
Of course. I'm the burgeoning Electronian Synthomagus.
That is true. Yes, as we saw in the last episode.
Yes.
Maybe burgeoning. No, not much longer. Maybe you're coming to terms with your power.
I might be. And then I have no emotions. I'm a robot, which I think can still be used.
You notice that aspect, I have no emotions, I'm a robot, is in quotes.
Yeah.
Right? So
Well, yeah, I
you're-
always
you're
kept it in quotes.
You're struggling with that a little
Yeah.
bit because, as we saw in the end of the last episode, Aurora's true nature might be an important part of the episode today, I think, especially
Yeah.
given the universe shockwave that we saw at the end. What else you got?
The sad one, my loyal companion Sparky.
Yes. Yeah. So
Feels
I
bad,
mean,
man.
just because Sparky isn't currently around doesn't mean that your memory of Sparky or your continued use of Sparky doesn't still apply to your character. Sparky's still important to you, ostensibly.
Yes. Family ties, which
Mhm.
is an easy one, and then let's break it down.
Yes.
So
That's right. Coming from discovering your inner DJ
My
on
inner-
Quinn's home planet,
yes,
while everyone else was fighting off an invasion. You
I
were
can make
having a
everyone
party.
dance.
Yeah.
I was having a party.
It's useful.
My approaches would be my highest is clever with 4, and then flashy, forceful, and quick are tied at 2. Careful is 1, and sneaky is 0. So I am not sneaky.
Yes.
Not
that is-
really.
that is true.
I am
And
not sneaky.
you've got 2 stunts, but you've got room for another one.
Okay.
What are the stunts that you've got right now?
Because I was raised by robots, once per session, I can hack electronics when I feel threatened. And then because I am part of the Electronian hive mind, once per session, I can gain an insight from it.
Okay. Yeah. And so at this sort of level that the characters are at, if you think of a stunt that you want to add partway
Okay.
through the game, just let me know and you can have it.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right. Quinn.
Hello. So yeah, I have a lot on my plate here. Quinn is the Blixnort, the legal guardian of the Last Guardian.
Yeah.
So I am thoroughly powerful and super strong. Everyone hates me though because everyone hates a lizard man
This is true. It's a known fact about the universe.
throughout the universe. I meticulously collect jars, as you can see behind me.
Now the jar collecting aspect is still true. Like you still have the collection of jars and still collect them, but now it's not so much about the cultural like.
I don't
jarring.
scream into jars anymore. I just collect them
Yeah, right.
for their beauty. Strawberry shortcake. And I'm a former space jacker,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm part of the old pirate crew of jackers. And I destroyed the Great Library
Yeah.
because F the library.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite you in the ass at all. That'll be fun.
And because I'm the last guardian, I get +2 when I forcefully attack while outnumbered. And because I'm a jacker hacker, I can flashily overcome when my reputation's on the line.
That's right. Yeah, so you get a bonus to that. And again, same as Aurora, you have room for another stunt. So if you think of a +2 circumstantially that you think your character would get, or you have a once per session stunt, you can.
I
think
gotta do
of.
something crazy. I have
Yeah.
to earn that.
Okay. All right. Well, if you feel inspired during the game, then you just let me know.
And hilariously enough, I have a sneaky of 0. I think we all suck at sneaking. We're all
Yeah.
very terrible at sneaking, but my forceful's 4 and everything else is 2. So.
Excellent.
No, your
Oh, I have a
clever's
1
in
with
clever.
clever. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you just.
Good. All right. So the game begins and you're all trying to sneak into a spaceship. Everybody get your stealth
Well, you think
mode
at
on.
least like Eugene would have a sneaky because he's a slime, but
There's a difference between sneaky and underhanded. They're different.
That's true.
Rex, tell us about your character there, Sam.
All right, let me take these off because I can't see shit.
All right.
I am Rex.
That's true. that is the name of your
my
character. Good
aspects.
start.
I'm a daring outlaw sharkanoid,
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost. Looks like a shark, is probably a shark. Compellingly heroic. And Le Freak.
That's
which
right.
we've established he has a lot of ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, but you're struggling with that a little now because
Yeah.
of the feelings of true love for
Yeah.
the sister of the man whose corpse you ate in the first episode.
Yeah.
And in true Nebula Jazz fashion,
Well,
true love
well,
was even compulsory.
Yes,
Serious
that's right.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly. True love is compulsory. You don't get to make that choice.
Yeah.
But you got a boatload of stunts,
I do. Do you want my approaches first or my stunts?
whichever you prefer.
My stunts, because I'm the apex predator of the galaxy, I get +2 when I quickly attack in one-on-one combat. Because of the eternal hunger of the Sharkanoids, once per session, I can devour anything the size of my body or smaller.
Anything at all.
Anything at all.
Just
Because I am so heroic, I get +2 when defending flashily, as long as there's an audience. And because of my aquatic heritage, I get +2 when I attack quickly when wet.
so yeah, for folks who haven't watched Nebula Jazz as much, that is why
I will constantly be asked if it's raining, or maybe there's a leaky pipe somewhere, or how's the condensation in the air? What's the precipitation
Gotta look
today?
for that angle.
It's not just that Sam is obsessed with the weather. We need to know if his character is damp.
And
or
finally, because I ate the Mingasi Prince once per session, I can consult him for advice, of which he has never successfully given me any.
not. He's developing, and it's your fault because
Yeah.
you ate him.
But
so.
he does lots of like, ah.
That's true.
A lot of those conversations wind up being like,
I have
ah,
3 people
through
already
combos.
giving me. They're around me right
Look,
now.
there's only one of them that you ate, though. So
for now.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
Eat the rest of us.
I envision.
Then
Oh
it's
my
just
God, that's how this
nonstop.
ends.
I was gonna say, I envision a conclusion to this. Look, I'm looking forward in the future. In 8 hours, it's going to be Rex lying corpulent upon a throne of
Well,
bones.
if it's a Sixth
having
Sense moment and I
eaten
have
all of
eaten you
his-
all, and I'm going on this
your head to
adventure.
begin with?
We've been eating the whole time.
The whole time.
Oh my God.
My mind is blown.
That would have
Yeah.
been an amazing ending. You ruined it.
Well, it's not the end.
Rex has just eaten
Because
everyone.
Rex is clever is a 1.
Uh-huh.
He's not that smart either.
Uh-huh.
Careful is a 0.
Yes.
Sneaky is a 1. That's not great. Forceful is a 2. Flashy is a 3. And his quickness is a 4.
It's a very good quickness.
Mm.
Yeah.
With the quickness.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. And Eugene.
Hello, everybody. I'm Eugene. I am the future richest slime in the galaxy. I prioritize being a very successful slime, living a lavish life. But throughout the story, Eugene has run into lots of feelings that conflict with that idea. I have another aspect called a poor man with money, which is basically the idea of like, if you choose money over friendships and relationships for long enough, then you'll feel poor spiritually, right? I have another aspect called disgusting coward, because I am a disgusting coward. It's pretty straightforward.
You will.
But they're my idiots, again, calling upon the fact that throughout this adventure, I've grown very close to people, even though I don't want to. And less is more is my final aspect, because if part of me splits away, then I lose a letter of the alphabet from my speech.
It's good.
So there's that. My stunts are, because I'll need minions one day, once per session, I can pull a team member out of danger. Only one. Thanks to my loud mouth, once per session, I can talk my way out of any situation. Adam has made it clear I can only talk myself out of a
Yes.
situation, not the entire group. And because I'm a big jiggly blob, I get a +2 when cleverly defending against attacks that would cut or pierce me. Unlike Rex, my clever is 4. But sneaky, quick, and forceful are all 1. And flashy and careful are a +2. Also, Adam's handwriting is beautiful.
It
He
is.
wrote
It
this,
really
right?
is.
He wrote these.
I did, yes.
It's great.
It's true. It's true. Years and years of filling out character sheets have given me the skills that I need to write small, I guess. Yep. Cool. All right. So for the for the cast here, because a refresher never hurts. The mechanics of the game are quite simple. We are going to describe the things that you dropped it. There you go, Tiger. You got it. You didn't get ripped off.
You look at Jesse like, the fuck?
Pocket just got very offended that she had one less fate point than everyone else, and then immediately turned to blame Jesse for it. So
Look at how adorable
I thought it was
he
revenge
is. You
for
didn't
knocking his
steal it.
over.
Hello?
sorry, little guy. You're gonna be okay.
This is my life.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get. So
2 fate points for life.
yeah, it's a normal role-playing game in the sense that you'll be describing the things that your characters are doing, and occasionally we'll use the mechanisms to determine whether or not your characters are successful at the things that you are trying to do. And to do so, you will roll 4 of these guys, 4 fate dice. These are d6s with plus, minus, and blank sides. Roll 4 of those, add them up, and then you'll add a stat, one of your approaches. So we'll determine which approach you're using before based on how you describe what your character is doing, and we'll compare it against the difficulty number. And if you get it, then you succeed. If you get it by 3 or more, you succeed with some style. If you tie, you might get it, but there might be a cost. And if you don't get it, you have failed unless you want to spend one of your fate points. So most of you are going to start the session with 4 fate points because Rex is so loaded up with stunts. He starts with 2.
These fate points can be used to invoke one of your aspects. So you'll spend a fate point, which is say you can give it to me, I'll add it back to the pile here, and it will allow you to reroll your dice or just add 2 to the result. So that'll help you get what you want, and you can do that multiple times. You only have 4 or 2. Sorry. You only have 4 or 2
all I
for
need.
the session, but you can get more when either myself or your fellow players or yourself compels one of your aspects. So when you have an aspect compelled, it means that somebody has an idea for something that either your character would do, so a decision you might make, or a particular path that your character would go down, or a circumstantial thing that might happen. You might be introduced to an NPC, something might break, something might go wrong. The thing behind compels is they have to be complicating for your character. So something difficult has to happen as a result. And the way that works is if I have a compel for you, I will offer you a fate point. If you have fate points left, you can say, I don't think so. I'm not going to take that compel. But if you do, you got to chuck one of your fate points into the pool. Otherwise, you can take the fate point, and then the thing happens. Either your character does what we compel you to do, or the aforementioned effect takes place in the world. Every character has aspects, but the scene that you're in will have aspects. NPCs have aspects that you will discover, and as that happens, I'll write them on these index cards and we'll put them on the table so we can all see them. But again, if you need to see anything, if you want to look at the cards, if you want to look at each other's character sheets, just ask or gesture, just make grabby hands, and we'll pass stuff around and be able to figure out what's going on. Yeah. I think we mostly remember how to play this.
Yeah,
We
let's
feel
do
like
it.
we know what we're doing. All right.
I hope you continue to
We
roll like
mostly
that.
remember.
I hope so too. I mean, mathematically, we'll deviate to the middle, but yeah, like I was saying, we'll treat it like 2 sessions. So after our break in the middle, everybody's fate points will refresh and your stunts will refresh. So
Cool.
you get to do that. Cool. All right. So at the end of the last session, Aurora, you came to a fairly significant revelation about the past of your character. You may not be a robot after all.
Yes.
Which I think some of us have been trying to keep secret for most of the game. The secret's out.
Were we?
I mean, Quinn was trying pretty hard.
I
Specifically
mean,
was.
she was oblivious to the level where he could have told her, and
That's fair, yes.
I would have been
She's still
like,
been like, no.
you're lying.
No.
You're a lie.
You're a lie. You're a lie. I'm a lizard.
a lizard.
It's good getting that A material out there right at the beginning. It's nice. So, all right. So you've had this revelation, and by laying hands on the Agaran Scepter of Ascension, it triggered some kind of change in you. There was a massive pulse of energy that spread throughout the universe, and now, whether they know what it meant or not, everyone is aware that something significant has just happened. And I believe the last time we saw the 3 of you, you were in a space Cadillac of some kind.
Cramped up in a space Cadillac.
Yeah, jammed into a space Cadillac.
Right.
On your way to visit with Jack himself, who is currently, as you assume, in possession of Aurora. So I would love to see how you're gonna get into the fleet. You've left the Jacker life behind, right?
True, but we just met with them recently.
Are you
And-
still in your sick outfit?
No, if you remember, during our
suit?
fight, the pimp suit was shredded.
Ah,
I believe it was
that's right.
like burned and,
Ah,
and
that's
torn
right,
off
that's
and
right.
stuff.
Sexually
okay.
burn off my body.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, I might have like purple, like the Hulk, purple pants on.
Just the hat.
Yeah, just a pimp hat.
I love the
Yeah.
concept that someone is watching for the first time. They're like, maybe the live show will get me into this, and the first thing they hear is like, "What happened to you? The pimp suit got shredded in the fight.
Yeah, the
now we're in a
giant.
Cadillac.
Well, it's not really a pimp suit. It's more of a zoot suit.
It's a zoot suit.
It was
yeah.
a zoot suit.
Yeah.
And it was purple and beautiful. No, it was hot pink and beautiful.
Yeah.
But
and it fit you perfectly.
it fit perfectly because it's space, and there's more than one body type in space, like lizards.
That's right.
It's true.
So you're in this Cadillac. You're driving the space vehicle. You've left Dead Man's Reef behind, and you're heading towards what at first looks like a satellite or space station, a moon. And as we get closer to it, we realize that it's the giant metallic head of the leader of the Jackers, Jack himself, who I think, aside from Quinn, mostly people imagine to be a myth, right? That there's this mythical figure. There is Jack, for whom the Jackers are named. So this is a bit like there's a revelatory moment, right, as it comes into view over the horizon of the planet, and we get the kind of strings in the soundtrack raising. But for you, this is old hat. You've met with Jack before.
He plays that damn music every time you get close to his ship.
Like this song again.
Oh, really, Jack?
Right.
He just knows the one
Yeah,
song.
thus spake Zarathustra just automatically comes on over the ship's radio. Yeah. All right. So after the big dramatic moment, yeah, I think one of the Jacker patrol ships, one of these little fighters, comes flying in next to you, and I imagine rather than being like actual spaceships, these are big chrome kind of space Harleys. And there's two of them. They come in and they have there are guys wearing black
Space Harleys?
Yeah, big like motorcycles. Yeah.
How do those work?
Don't worry about it.
I need to worry about this. Are they riding them?
Yeah, they're riding them. So they're wearing like a leather jacket and like jeans, and they have like a bubble helmet on. And they're flying next to you.
Now, are they with Jack? Because Jack's group, I don't think.
No, these are yeah. So as we talked about, there's different groups.
We have to establish the canon and the lore here.
Exactly. So no,
I can't let
these,
you just
Jack's
run
collective
rampant.
is the Tiki group.
no Jack's the main group is the sort of Rat Pack Vegas like
Right.
Sinatra thing. These guys are part of a greaser oriented side group of Jackers.
Of course. Is this the Jacker conclave? Have all the Jackers met?
Yes, they've all
Oh,
come
God.
to because Jack has an opportunity for all of them, so he's called the Jackers together.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
All the
yeah,
Jackers in
and
one
so
place.
this escort,
Jacking it.
yeah, it's a mighty jack off, the likes of which the universe has not seen in 1,000 years. So anyway, the ships pull in beside you, and a call to like hail them like comes over the speaker. Right? You get a message because they want to know why you're flying so close to Jack.
Quinn comes on the radio, the old time.
Yeah, you twiddle the
Yeah.
knobs. Yeah.
For some reason, the stereo system operates as a radio.
course,
on his- yeah. And he's like, Quinn reporting back, Daddy-O. We've come for reporting. Everything's fine here. Landing now.
Looks like it's going great for Quinn. It looks like he's doing fine.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay, so after that obvious like smooth delivery, there's a moment where you see the two bikers kind of like look at each other, and then like look at you. Do you think they
He
recognize
sort of like
you?
waves. Yeah, he waves out of the thing.
Okay. Do you want them to recognize you as like being, because what you're trying to do here is just tell them like I'm on a mission for Jack and I'm coming back, right? Like,
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know if they're gonna believe you. Let's find out. Why don't we roll
Because I mean, I am coming back though, right? Like that was part of the plan originally.
to go and
I just don't have what I need to have. I don't have Pocket, but I'm returning because he has Pocket already. So okay, I'm just crammed in a car with two other people, and it's the most ridiculous looking thing ever.
Sure. Yeah.
With no shirt.
So what do you want?
Yeah.
You want them to take you straight to the big man, right?
No, I just want to land.
Oh, okay. So you're
I
just
don't want to like. I don't need to go see Jack. I mean, I can see Jack, but like, I just want to go land.
All right. Well, let's call it a difficulty 2 sneaky roll.
Ooh, sneaky. That's a 1.
That's you get.
Oh, it didn't count because it wasn't on the screen.
It didn't count.
All right. Let's move.
It didn't count because it wasn't on the
All
screen.
right. Okay.
Didn't count.
That's much better.
So
All right. So the plus and the minus cancel each other out.
So I have a -1.
So you're -1. So to get that +2, you're going to need to invoke an aspect, or I mean, you can just fail. You can just let me tell you what happens.
No, I am as a former jacker. I am. These men know me.
Okay.
They know me. I'm not like a scumbag. They know me.
Didn't you leave the Jacker fleet on some not so good terms?
True,
One
but
does not just give up the
no,
Jack
no,
in
no,
life.
no, no. This is where you're wrong. Turns out, just because Jack's in charge of all the jacking, he is not necessarily liked by all the other jackers. So people leave. That's why there are multiple factions, because not everyone can stand being around Jack all the time.
Drama.
Are you trying to start a Jacker civil war here?
Drama.
That's what the five the Jacksonian five that
Jacksonian
exist.
5,
The
yes.
Jack and Five. All right.
The five factions that exist.
Jacker factions.
Yeah, Jacker exists because of a prior Jacker civil war,
Uh huh.
and they don't all like Jack,
Sure.
but they've all come to terms because pirates, pirates are pirates. They aren't all going to like each other. Barbossa and Jack Sparrow didn't like each other, but they hung out together.
All right. I
Right?
understand.
So, I like how that's, pirates, real pirates.
That's real, actual pirates. Yeah, good historical.
And what I'm
representation
saying
there.
is that these guys, part of the Greaser faction, they like, oh, we know that guy. He's cool. He's cool. Just because Jack's a dick doesn't mean that.
Okay. All right. So whatever part of the faction that you all right, I get it. Okay, so their politics maybe align with yours. All right, and so you're gonna use your Jack. So
Yeah,
give me
that's
one of
my
those fate
cred.
points. Okay. All right. So that brings you from a -1 to a +1. Do you have another aspect you want to do? Or do you
And
wanna reroll?
then, because I am, because you know what, everybody hates a lizard man. They don't want to talk to me anymore. Like, yeah, just go in. Like, oh, God, listen to a stupid lizard voice. No, of course, but like, oh man, this is lizard voice.
What,
that
did
is
he just put a comb on his space helmet?
Yeah.
Like he's
Oh, he like screeches across the glass.
all right.
Oh man, listen to this guy. What a lame-o.
Sure. Okay.
Stupid lizard. Then, yeah,
All right. I feel that. That's
thank you.
That's good. No
Thank
problem.
you for believing that.
I dig it. That's good. All right. So
I dig it.
there is a moment where it's maybe uncertain for the two of you whether or not you're going to get in or whether they're going to blast you.
Great.
But yeah, it seems like a combination of internal politics and racial intolerance drives them away. And yeah, on the dashboard,
That sounds about right.
on the dashboard of the Cadillac, you see the lights illuminate in front of you that send you directly to one of the landing ships. Now, are you trying to get access? Because Jack's Palace, his like head ship, that's a whole other matter. These guys will give you access to like the fleet in general. There's a landing ship that you can
One
go and
step
visit.
at a time.
Okay, all right. So we see the group of you follow these lights, pull in, and it sort of pulls back so we can see the ship. And it's just a big, kind of clunky looking, like grayish ship, but it's been painted, and the paint is like peeling, and there's blaster kind of damage on the side.
Right.
It's been painted in this sort of garish animal print pattern, and in big purple letters, it says DeBarge on the side. And we see the doors to DeBarge open up
How dare
as you
How dare you?
I got
I
it.
didn't think
as
he
you
was gonna
fly
do
as you fly in. So you fly into to land in the ship.
Yep.
So meanwhile, we hear I think that we fade out on that scene, and there's a real slow kind of like Vaseline lens fade in on a scene of like a dimly lit kind of loungy room. We've seen it before, though it takes a second for it to get context. There's faint, kind of relaxed music playing in the background, and we see a close up of you, and you're like lying down, right? We see you open your eyes, like blink a couple of times, and the room sort of is like swimming a little, and your head is pounding. It feels like someone's driven a nail into the back of your head. You can remember everything that happened, but it comes back to you slowly in bits and pieces, and and then you hear a voice, and it's Jack. You hear him off screen, and he's like, "Huh, well, you're not dead. It's a good start. How you feeling, Tiger?" And we see him kind of like, we pull out and we see him kneel down, and you're lying on his like velvet couch.
No.
The scepter is not nowhere to be seen. You must have passed out.
Are you a doctor? I don't feel like, ow, what, oh, my head. Do you have medicine? Alcohol, something?
He shakes his head and he says, "This is uncharacteristic of me, but I don't think now's the time to drink."
Are you sure? I mean, just one, maybe? Just
He says, "Let's get you sit up first," and he like kind of like scoops his arm under you and like helps you sit up on the couch. And he sits down next to you, and he's giving this look like he's just like really interested in what's going on. And he says, he's like, so, what happened?
What do you mean? What happened? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, from out here, you just kind of, I think, like gestures at the couch. There was something happened. You fried half the circuits on the ship.
Oh yeah, you made me touch that thing. That. Why'd you do that? Why'd you hand it to me? I think it shocked me or something.
He kind of like gives you a look. And it's like, and you didn't.
I heard
hear.
loud music. Have you ever heard of? Oh, I can't think of the beat. I just can't. It's rhythm. Something rhythm and night. I don't know. I couldn't think of it, but
And he
have
like
you ever heard of that
he
song?
like he smooths your hair down, and he's like, all right, kitten, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll give you another run on that pony in a bit, but you just rest. I'll get you a drink. And he stands up.
Wait, you have a pony?
And he walks over. And he walks over to you, and he gives you a look that maybe you wouldn't recognize, but we as an audience recognize as like it's a metaphor dummy. So he gives this look like he's completely like treating you like a child at this point, right? Like he's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Like you don't know what you're talking about, but something happened that he's really interested in.
Yeah.
And he walks over to the bar, and you notice his like bartender robot is out of the way. It's just the two of you in the room now.
Oh, okay.
And and so he as he's mixing the drinks, he says, so nothing. You just grabbed the scepter and passed out, huh?
I mean, what did you want to happen? Were you expecting something?
He shrugs. He says, I don't know. And he sits down, and he gives you the drink. He hands you a glass with some ice in it and some kind of orange glowing beverage. And he takes out of his pocket. He takes out like a tablet, and he shows it to you. And we see a bunch of like meaningless lines, right? Like just kind of blue chart, like moving around. It looks like impressive science stuff. And he says, well, whatever happened, the readings were off the chart. Look at this, and he shows you. And I mean, you've been on a ship. You know what energy readings look like. It's evidence of some kind of like very significant like energy pulse.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a big deal. It's like a supernova level, like EMP, like.
And I look at him, and that came from me or the scepter?
He grins, and he's like, it's chemistry, baby. Both. Without you, this thing, and he gestures, and you see the scepter, and it's floating in a little like anti-gravity field lit up from below. He says, this thing, it's inert.
Is it like in a glass right now?
Yeah, it's like in a case, right? Like he's got it in like an
okay.
energy force field. It's kind of floating there. And he says, until you touched it, we couldn't get anything out of it.
That sounds awesome. Can I touch it again?
And he's like, oh, okay there. Okay there, Tiger. Just one step at a time. How are you feeling?
I mean, my head hurts, and I got this dumb song stuck in my head. Where are my friends at?
And he looks around, and he's like, what are you talking about?
Oh, like I had this little slime. He talks a lot, and a giant lizard guy, and no big deal. It's just a shark. Yeah, but where are they at? They were with me.
Yeah, and Jack shakes his head, and he's like,
Oh, don't say that.
Those-
Don't say those things.
it's like those bozos, you don't need to worry about them anymore.
And why? And why is that? Why not? They're my family.
No, they're not. They're not your family.
I'm about to come through the wall like
Ew.
Kool-Aid.
Ew, don't make it gross.
And he says,
Oh.
he says
I'll
those
be your daddy.
stole my line. He says
Too far.
they were a they were a bad influence on you, Aurora. They were just getting you in trouble. You got bigger things in your future now.
What does that mean?
And he gestures around at the opulence of his room and the mighty wealth.
Wait,
and
I can have your room?
he says all this is just a start. The things we could do together. He like looks over at the scepter sort of hungrily, and he says, besides, I think some friends of yours are on the way. And he looks up, and his hollow panel appears, and you can see a diagram of the system. Right? You see Dead Man's Reef floating there, and we get the little hologram of it. And there are all these like hyperspace arrival signatures just kind of like blipping in at the edges of the system, like just tons of ships. And he says, we don't have long to figure out what that pulse was about, but if you and the Scepter have some kind of special hoodoo I don't know about, we better get you working on that, because everybody in town heard that thing.
Can I roll to see if Sabers showed up yet?
Well, we talked about this, remember, because you made that roll, and he was going to show up, 2 sessions later, so that's probably...
He's probably... I should just assume that he probably found me now.
Fair to assume he's found you, yeah.
Okay.
It's a good bet that's who that is, among others.
I just stopped playing dumb, and I'm just like, yeah, we gotta go. There's a problem. We gotta go. Like we have to leave. We have to leave.
And he shakes his head. He's like, "Well, we're gonna fold when we got all the cards."
Do we have all the cards? Because Grandpa's here.
He shakes his head and he says, "I'm not scared of that old man, nor the Imperium. You don't need to be either. You don't need to be scared of anything anymore."
Look at your face. Okay, buddy.
I mean, unless you got some magic up your sleeve, which I don't believe in.
Baby, I got all the magic I need right here.
Oh my god.
And he just like stares at
What, are
you.
you just gonna jack? Are you just gonna jack around them? Like you're just gonna jack them off? Like, what are you gonna do?
Don't say that to him.
Yeah, don't say that to him.
I did. Too late.
He says,
He said he'd teach me how to jack.
yeah. I think he says, listen, I didn't call this jack off for nothing.
Oh no.
I brought the whole fleet here because I knew there was something special. That scepter, you, it's magic, baby. And like I said, we hold all the cards. It's going to be a royal flush. They're going to show up. We can ask anything we want. The Imperium wants the scepter. The Electrotronians want you. Puts his hands out like.
So you're gonna give me over? I don't agree with this.
He says, one step at a time, Tiger. And he looks over at the scepter, and he says, you want to give that thing another go?
Sure, I'll touch it.
All right, so you get up to walk towards it, and I think that's when we cut to
watching Jesse's face. He's just sitting over there like.
So we cut to the cargo hold, the cargo hold of DeBarge, and inside, I think this is one of
cargo hold.
Yeah, DeHold.
DeHold. DeBarge.
Cargo hold and DeBarge.
Yeah. So we cut over to this vessel, the aforenamed vessel, and and so you're arriving. And it is, I think, in every way, kind of a space interpretation of a like 50s like car shop. So there's all these vehicles, kind of in various states of repair.
So you guys like.
Yeah, exactly. Someone with one of those,
Totally unnecessary.
one of those things. Yeah, making the pneumatic drill noise. And there's faint like rockabilly playing in the background. And like we see as you pull in. A guy in a mechanic's outfit kind of walk over. It's like orange dude with tentacles for hands. He walks over as the dome force field of the Cadillac recedes.
Quinn sort of like squeezes his way out as the dome comes up, and his tail sort of whacks Eugene across the slime. and he comes out and he's just like, okay, I'll do the talking. I don't know what I'm going to say, but we need to get to the bridge.
You don't have a plan?
I did not expect us to get this far.
Oh, Lord. All right, I'll just... Fine.
And,
I won't say anything. Fine. I won't say anything. I don't got to talk. That's fine. I'll just wait. I'll just wait for you to fix it.
As you
That's
keep
fine.
talking, Quinn turns around and leaves. He goes down the little ramp. And he does like a little hand, like, hey, daddy, and does like a hand gesture thing with it. Hey, daddy.
That was your idea of talking, right?
That was the
Jackie.
hand gesture.
Yeah.
Jack
No.
off the door guy.
You know, you're like a... Yeah.
All right. Okay.
With the stop judging me. With the engineer, mechanic,
Okay.
whoever's there.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, he's more interested in the vehicle than in you particularly. Like he gives you a nod, and then his little robotic toolbox rolls up behind him, and he starts taking a look at the car, refueling and everything. There's quite a bit of bustle in here, and no one really seems to take particular notice of you.
Great.
Sick.
I guess something comes over me where I realize that no one cares. And I'm like, oh. All right, this way, guys.
Cool. Follow him.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. All right. Where are you going?
Straight to the bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's where we cut to, right? Because there's nobody's gonna like stop you. You're in the ship. So you start heading to the bridge. We kind of wipe with you as you leave, and fade in on what looks like a diner. Basically, it's got a big, long counter.
The bridge is a diner?
The bridge is a diner.
Of
yes,
course it
of course
is.
it is. So it's got a big long counter, and there are these red vinyl stools around it. There's a big window in the front. The console is like a big jukebox with like records in it, and there's the bridge crew. They're all wearing like white T-shirts and jeans, and if they have hair, it's styled in a pompadour. But if they don't, they've got wigs. There's a big chair in the middle, and right now we can't see it as we can't see who's in it as you walk in. The door slides open.
Yes, Quinn. I think in this case, because he's a known commodity in the Jacker world, just stomps his way in and goes up to the big chair.
Okay.
And gives it like a.
Yeah. All right. So you hear a voice from the other side of the chair. You hear like, "Well, you got a lot of nerve showing your face around here, Quinn." And the chair spins around. And he's had an outfit change, but the missing eye and the eye patch are unmistakable. It's Captain Slipknot.
Of course.
Yeah, he's made a faction change. He's wearing a black leather jacket. He's got a white T-shirt and jeans and sneakers, and he has the look of like an older man desperately trying to look like a cool teenager from the 50s.
I know that look.
Like he's balding a little and like his hair's kind of going gray. But he's got this like kind of nasty scar on his face and the eye patch. And he says, ironic, really. I spent all that time chasing you around the universe, and here you are, delivering me and your asshole friends.
Hey.
Quinn's like, these assholes are about to help you save the day, dummy.
And he kind of like looks at you. He's like, "What? What?"
Turns out the reason I'm here, Jack has the scepter, and I need you to help me get it.
He's like, "Scepter? What? What's scepter?"
You know that big explosion or light or whatever that was?
And he nods.
That was him. And that thing, whatever it is going to destroy the galaxy. We have to get it back.
And he scoffs at you. And he's like, "Yeah, dummy, that's the plan. If the Imperium doesn't give us all the gold in the treasury, Jack's going to blow that thing. One last big jack off."
You think Jack cares about you getting off? Jack only worries about Jack.
And he nods and he says, "Yeah, that may be the case, but all the captains are here. We're assembled. Nobody's going to let Jack take all the cash. Besides, if I know anything about the Mingasi, they're going to fold."
Not this time. They want this scepter more than you know.
So you're trying to convince this guy that you know more about the plan than his boss, Jack, the legendary Jack.
No, I know more about the Mingasi.
Yeah, all right. So you have some
And technically, he
insight.
doesn't know more about the plan because he knows about me.
I mean, this guy was told by Jack, like, "Here's the plan. This is what we're going to do. This is why everybody's assembled." And now you're here being like, "Yeah, but you can't trust him."
You can't trust him.
All right. Okay. I think it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Let's have you roll clever. I think in this case is probably reasonable.
Oh God.
Like you're not really being sneaky exactly, but it's gonna be difficulty 4. Now hold on, before you roll, do either of you want to help at all? Do you have anything to contribute?
You know who's really clever?
Me. I am. But
The slime who was specifically instructed not to speak.
yeah, I was told to let him.
Yeah, just
take
let,
the
But
reins.
let him handle it.
you're Eugene. I think you could do it.
I know, but how could I help like logistically inside of the game?
So in the game, if you want to help, you can give Quinn a +1 by contributing to what he's trying to do.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like backing him up.
Yeah.
Look, idiot.
Actually, you know what? I think this is probably worth more than one roll, and the three of you can all kind of participate in this debate with him. So let's just treat it like a fight, but it's a conversational fight. So you're going to defend. So let me mark some wounds for him, and then we can have this go.
Emotional wounds.
Emotional wounds. Yeah.
Wounding his pride.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing.
All right. So he's got stress and complications the way that anybody is, and like in regular conflict, you can participate on your turn by attacking. You can discover an aspect of him, of Captain Slipknot, or you can like overcome an obstacle if there is one. So if you don't want to take a turn, you can give a +1 to someone else, whoever's going to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go in order of cleverness. So you get to take the first action. So you can see Quinn makes this opening gambit, right? Quinn is like, "Look, you're getting jerked around here, and I know more than you do. I'm here to help, right?" So you see a moment where they're kind of like looking at each other. You can see that he's not certain he believes Quinn. You have an opportunity to do something, say something. What do you want to do?
Want to be like, look, idiot, we've been followed by everybody in this stupid galaxy. Everybody's trying to get to us. Why do you think that is? Because we know a lot of shit. Because we know what's going on. All right? And we need help right now. And you're here. And you could be on the good side. Or you could just be screwed over by your boss later. Is that what you want?
Okay. All right. So you're gonna attack. It sounds, and you're not gonna like this, but it sounds like you're being forceful. That was a forceful approach. So you're gonna roll. I'm gonna roll for Slipknot to defend, and then we can decide about spending fate points. I start with 3. Ooh. All right. So what do you got? Here, yeah, I'll put him in the middle. I'll get him.
0.
What's your forceful?
Oh, -1.
-1.
-1.
Oof.
Okay. All right.
Oof.
So you say that, and he's like, no. I've dealt with your kind before, Slime. I know you're tricky.
Whoa, hey.
And he says, besides, this deal is between jackers. You're just a hireling, and he's trying to like, basically just push you aside. Like he's like, I'm not gonna listen to you. You don't know anything. This is jacker business.
Yeah.
So I'm going to defend with careful, because he's being careful. He only has a +1. All right. So I have a +1.
Okay.
What'd you get?
-1.
-1. Okay. All right. So do you want to? No, he's defending. So all this means is you don't hurt him. He doesn't get any
Right.
effect. So he's able to ignore you, unless you want to spend a fate point, reroll, do any of the usual stuff.
I'll just sit on it.
Okay. All right. Cool. So then the next most clever person goes, which is
We're
probably
the
him.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's him.
It's him. Okay. All right. All right. So he says to you, Quinn. He's like, look, I know you've been away from the fleet a long time, and that you feel like you don't have a place here anymore. But the reason I was hunting you, Quinn, was, listen, I need a crew. Man, I got my own ship now. Have you seen DeBarge? It's delightful. There's a place for you. And he gestures to an empty seat. And so he's just trying to invite you in. And he's being flashy in this case. So I'm going to attack with flashy. What do you say to defend yourself? To block the point.
Quinn looks at him like for the first time deep into his one red or whatever color.
Bloodshot eye.
He's like, you know why I left. It was never about you. We did so much. We hurt so many. And Jack took everything. And at the end of the day, I couldn't be around for that. You were a good man, Slipknot, but you lost your way. I can't go back to that.
Nice. Okay. So what approach does that feel like for you? I think there's no like heartfelt approach.
Careful, maybe?
It feels like careful. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I'm rolling with the +3.
Oh my God.
So I got a 4.
All right.
He's so flashy.
Yeah, he's very flashy.
Oh! +3, +2, 5.
Like a 5. All right. Okay. Let's see. He's attacking. I should use a fate point. So I'm going to. So that puts me up 2 more.
Okay. I want to use face point. Face point? I want to use a face point on this guy.
Okay. All right. What are you gonna?
Because as a former space jacker, I was there, man.
Right. Okay.
Jack took our stuff. You can't do this to me.
Right. Okay. So you're reminding him of the thing that you went through together.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All
Look,
right.
I
so
ran from him, and if you remember the first episode, I didn't want to fight his ass. I hid.
That's right, you did,
because
yeah.
he was a friend.
And you convinced Bartouche to help you. That's right. Okay. So yeah. So I think he doesn't hurt you. You defend from that point where he's just like, yeah. All right. So maybe there is no place for you because of that thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So now either of you can go and decide what you say or do here to convince Slipknot. Do you want to go?
Rex just underhandedly says, "The ship follows a captain. He could be captain."
Damn.
So you're just gonna try to intimidate him.
Is it?
You're like, we could just kill you and take
Yeah.
all your shit. Okay. All right. Yeah. Roll forceful. So he before you roll, I'm gonna do forceful for him too. I think he gets up in your face, or gets up in your like chin area, and he looks up at you and he looks around at his crew who are now like menacing you. Some of them have like switchblades in their hands, and he says you'd be dead before you get that mask off, Shark Boy.
Rex pulls his goggles down.
Damn.
All right. So I'm rolling.
You wanna try?
I'm adding
goggles come
I'm adding a
down.
+2. All right.
My arms
So
aren't that long.
I got a 2. What'd you get? You got 2 minuses there.
Yeah. I got 0.
Okay. All right. So in this case, because you're attacking and you fail, there's no effect unless you want to spend some of your.
I'm a daring outlaw. This isn't the first time I've threatened the captain of the ship.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
So
you want to reroll?
re-roll
Okay.
my dice.
All
All
right.
right. That's 2.
So I had a 2. So we're tied.
tied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So same thing. If you wanna leave it, a tie on you were attacking. So you'll gain a boost.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
do
you wanna
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you get a boost. Anybody can use it. And,
What is the boost?
I'm
Rhythm
gonna
of the
call-
fight.
You're not fighting him yet. I'm gonna call it.
Save that. Save that. Save that.
The behind the scenes for this episode is going to be like. Those of you who are not born in the 80s, here's some of the jokes we're doing.
All right. Okay. So you've got a boost now called shaking in your boots. He's a little like stirred up, right? You got him kind of. The bravado is there, but he's a little worried, right? That maybe you actually.
So
will
it's his
just
crew,
kill
right?
him.
They're getting a bit nervous.
Yeah, and so they're kind of looking like, is this gonna be a fight? I don't know if I want to fight these guys. Quinn.
Quinn gives Rex a sort of look. He's like, "Not now. We're not here to fight you." Slipknot. Hey. All right. He's like, "We were friends once. And the guy that came between us was Jack. And he's going to do the same thing to everyone here. That's how he operates. He brought all of you here to witness his power. He's going to jack all over you. And none of you will be able to stop him."
Why are these jokes always funny?
No. It just never stops being funny. All right, great. So what are you using here?
Great question.
I mean, I can be more careful because you're just laying out the facts,
All right.
right? Okay. So he's gonna get a little mad, right? Where he's just like, "You don't know what it's like. You left us. You left me, Quinn. You left me alone with him. And if he's so bad, how could you do that? We were brothers once."
Damn.
Yeah. So he's gonna use his
Dude,
forceful.
hit me with Jacker facts.
Yeah. All right. So I got +2. All right.
Oh, my God. So that, I have a 0.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything about that.
All
I'll just
right.
let him yell at me.
So he's too upset
Yeah.
for it to sink in. Okay. All right, Eugene.
All right, I'm gonna like try to get in between everybody because he's puffed up on him, he's puffed up back, and then he's like,
I just like to
get in
imagine
there
you
and, like,
sloop up.
I'm
And
just
then
gonna
just
swoop up in
arms-
between
arms
and like
in all
try to,
directions.
make a bunch
Everybody.
of arms and just push everyone away from each other.
Stop.
Be
Everybody.
like, all right. Maybe we're coming at this the wrong way, right? Think about it this way, all right? Say that there's no more Jack. Who's going to be the new Jack? Somebody with a lot of experience, right? Somebody who can really take charge, right? I think that maybe you need to think about the big picture here because it's not like the Jackers are going to disappear. They're still going to need somebody, just maybe not Jack.
He could start his own city, some kind of city for a new Jack, some kind of new.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
You could be the mayor of New Jack City. All right. So yeah, so you're basically like you're trying to play on his greed, right? That like he could be okay. All right. Yeah. So he says that's not how it works. There's only ever been one Jack. You can't just make a new one. He's Jack for a reason, but you can see he's like a little like uncertain about that. So he's gonna defend
When
with.
you're Jack, you get to make the rules.
Right. So he's gonna defend with forceful.
Okay.
And remember, you've got an extra boost you can use if you
Can I
need
roll
it.
with clever on that?
Yes. Yeah. Totally. All right. So I got a
okay,
1.
so I'm 4.
All right. Do you want to spend a fate point or
What
do you
was your
wanna-
total
What are
roll?
you at?
I've got a 1.
Okay. So if I spent a fate point or used shaken in your boots, I would just like
It'd be another 2. Yeah, you'd be 5 over him.
right.
Yeah. No, I've still got points to use,
But only 2.
but only 2.
And that's for the rest of the day.
No, it's for the
That's
rest of
for
this
this
scene. Yeah.
The rest of the day.
The rest of the day.
Let's be
Night
real.
flight.
We're gonna
be
stay here
all day.
Yeah.
So if I bump it up that much, what
You
will
force me
happen?
to use my points to defend, or to take a big hit, right? I'd have to mark off two of his stress boxes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use a fate point that look, I have dreams of being the future richest slime in the galaxy. Like, I get it. I understand dudes like this. Like, I know what they really want.
All right. Okay. Cool. He's your kind of scum.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. I'm gonna use a point to re-roll, because he's got Jacker loyalty. He's gonna try to reject your mutinous suggestion. So I got a +2. There we go.
Whoa.
All right, so I've got a 5, and you've got a 6. So you just do him 1 damage.
Okay.
Unless you want to use you want to try to intimidate him and invoke.
I kind of want to leave that for
Okay.
somebody else.
All right. Yeah, he'll take one. He'll take 1 stress.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he just says to you. He says to Quinn. He's like, say what you will about Jack, but you and I both know there's a protocol. If I wanted to take the fleet from him, there's ways to do it, and that's not it. We don't stab each other in the back, Jack.
Quinn's like, what do you think he's doing right now? What do you think he's doing right now?
Jacking off.
He's stabbing all of you in the back, and you're just letting it happen.
All right, so his argument was forceful, and yours is, I think, careful, maybe? Your
Well,
defense?
I would say this one would be forceful because
Yeah?
we're fighting at this point. We're arguing.
Okay, yeah, so you're just telling
Like,
him he
what do
doesn't
you think
know
he's doing
what's
right now like that?
Yeah, okay, all right, so you're trying to make the point he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
Okay, all right, cool. So I'll roll a 2. Ooh. All right, so I got 4, and what do
I
you
have a 4 as well.
You also have 4. Okay, all right. Do you want to spend anything?
No,
I got
I'm
1
just
point left.
defending.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right. Sure. Well, I'll use my last one. I'll bump mine up to 6.
okay.
Now you can take the stress because at the end of the fight the stress will go away.
I'll take the stress. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Cool.
The stress of my friend yelling at me.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You feel the tension. It's stressing you out a little bit.
All right.
And then either of you can make your point. Okay. So actually, here's what we'll do. We'll hang on that shot, right, where he's just like, there's a way to do this, and this isn't the way. You've been gone too long. You don't understand anymore. And you make your point, like, he's betraying you. Why won't you listen to me? And there's just this tense moment between the two of you where you're like staring each other down.
his one bloodshot eye trembling.
Hold on.
And and then we fade to break. So let's take our first break here, and we will be back very soon with more Roleplay Live.
Maybe make it
Nebula Jazz.
easier.
Don't go anywhere.
Yay!
There.